It's funny you use the term Jedi,
Mm.
and also obviously unlearn what you have learned. What is it about Star Wars that you love so much?
Well, there was a book. There is a book. I think it's still out there. I have a copy somewhere in my probably storage. But there's. It was called The Force, and it's by
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Wilde,
Mm-hmm.
who wrote a bunch of these books on, your thoughts and creating
Mm-hmm.
things with your thoughts and your words and your act, all those things, and the power of all of that, which we're highly distracted by so many other things from that,
Mm-hmm.
called The Force. And that's, I believe, partly what, and I could be wrong, what it was based on, or that may the force be with you,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's namaste or the force or whatever you want to call it. It's like in Star Wars, there's so many, there's humans, there's bots, there's this. It's sort of like all the things that we're going to exist at once. You have the bar scene with all the creatures that are calling themselves whatever they want to call. I mean, are
Mm-hmm.
parts of different aspects of what, there's so many different, there's so much there. I don't know that there's so much there if you really watch it and look deeper. I think he's such a genius.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well,
and
I love the way they interweave the whole. I mean, you could say it's almost like a metaphor for, well, it is not almost, it is absolutely a metaphor for the life we live here, because the backdrop is all duality. It's the light and the dark until you realize that it's the integration of the two that when they could start to work together, right? And Luke Skywalker becomes, friends with his father, right? And that's sort of this beautiful story of forgiveness and redemption. And the Luke, I am your father moment is like, wow, he's so bad. But then by the time it gets to Return of the Jedi, his dad turns good, right? And then you realize that all of us are both bad and good. And it's really about what we are choosing to repress in ourselves that will often dictate how we act out in the world. And the villain never believes he's a villain. The villain always believes he's the hero. And
always
there's
justify. Yeah.
deep, deep story inside of that. So to me, and then the Jedi is able to transcend all of it and realize that the dark side of the force interacts with the light side of the force, and the two work together as like a flowing river and a current. And I just love the metaphors of it. My favorite scene is when in Empire Strikes Back, when Luke Skywalker can't get his X-fighter out of the swamp. And then, Yoda walks over and says, okay, and, lifts up his hands, like lifts it out. And then Luke Skywalker comes over and says, Master, I don't believe it. This is impossible. And then, of course, that's when Yoda looks at me and says, and that is why you fail.
Beautiful.
I think that's such a metaphor for what we experience every single day. And we all just get trapped in this illusion because this illusion is really damn good.
Yeah.
And we made it really damn good.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun, really. I mean, I think there'll always be people that love war and profit off of war, right? And there will always be people that want peace and that want that, right? So that's the yin and the yang. And us trying to say, oh, we're going to get rid of this dark thing. Or I'm going to, or this.
Never happens.
Because it's your reality. It's the reality you choose. So if you choose to align with, this other thing and focus on it, that's what your reality will be. It won't be all the dark, you won't be engaging with the dark. It's that's the game, right?
But a hero needs a villain.
But we're in its
and a villain needs a hero.
It's polarity planet. We're on polarity planet right now. Everything's a polarity. It's light, it's dark, it's Democrat, it's this.
Yeah, and it's funny because we all get stuck in this game because we're like fighting over these elections, and it's like you see it so many times through your lifetime. You get to this age, like we are, right? I'm same age as you. You get to this age, and when's your birthday again?
November 6th.
November 6th. So you're 180 days older than me. Okay. So
Okay.
you're Scorpio, I'm Taurus.
Mhm, mhm.
So basically we get in this game and we've seen this cycle so many times. At some stage, you just kind of go, is it just a coincidence that the number of Democrats is always almost perfectly equal to the number of Republicans? Or is it just an aspect of polarity, and that whoever wins the election is the one that gets their people to believe they should be more angry?
Mhm, mhm.
And so then you realize, wait a minute, this is sort of a cycle of just like, black and white pawns on the chessboard, just playing polarity. And it's this game that's just cycling over and over and over again until you finally wake up and say, wait, this is a pattern. This is why society doesn't like pattern recognition. That's built into the game as well, so that we sort of
Yep.
make people that see patterns like they're crazy, right? Oh, let's just make
Mhm.
them all crazy.
That's all a pattern. It's
It's
all a pattern.
all a pattern.
What's an algorithm?